There's a connection. Goeiemiddag aan almal in Suid-Afrika. Good afternoon, maybe evening or New Zealand for those who are sitting up watching this game live on YouTube. Thank you for having us on YouTube and making us see the game. Also, thank you to start off, before we start anything, thank you to all the sponsors: Euro Options Talk, Benfish Design, Haworth Timber and Building Supplies, SIV, BOA, which is the British Octopus Association, the Nottingham Building Society, MyZone, Cool Graphics, NASUWT, the Teachers Union, SIG, Peppersmith, Navision, and Booker Macro. With me in the commentary box is Hein Engelbrecht from South Africa, manager and president of our Underwater Hockey Association, and I'm Jack van Blerk, referee and ex-coach for South Africa.
Except that, Jack, you also won a silver medal last year in Quebec. Congratulations with that. As we have game number 55 in Court A, South Africa playing black, with Liam Elfring, the captain, and Christian Swanevelder, the vice captain. Number 12, Daniel Klinger. Number 11, Ethan de Villiers. 8, Martinus van Reden. 7, Max Lawrence. 5, Josh McKenna. 4, Ethan Martin. 3, Hendrik. And with 10 seconds to go, let's see if we can get the New Zealand players mentioned by Jack.
Okay, New Zealand side, I'm not sure which players are sitting out. Jackson Godfrey, number 2. Nikolai Heidger, number 3. Tim Bavler. Aidan Heath, number 5. Samuel Twigg, 6. Zachary Howe, 7. Williams Heaps, 8. Sam Marshall, number 9. Heath Galloway, number 10. Benjamin Cushman, number 11. Thomas Holman, number 12. And Ellie Campbell Stokes is number 13 in my best Australian accent.
New Zealand accent, Jack. As you
sorry, New Zealand. What's the difference, Hein? They both farm with sheep.
Big difference. There are more sheep in those countries than people, so it's a big difference. But that's a comparison with South Africa not allowing the New Zealanders to come at them. You know, the first game they played yesterday, it was I think it was like a 7-0 for New Zealand against South Africa. Hopefully South Africa can get their structures together and keep the New Zealand wave just a bit away from their goal box. South Africa are hard on the attack with a beautiful kickoff from the start of this game. Game 55, Court A, 6:15, Saturday afternoon, with South Africa playing New Zealand under 19. We've just had a beautiful win by the South African under 24 ladies team. Unfortunately, South Africa under 24 men were lost against Great Britain 2-1 after leading 1-0 right up until 10 minutes left in the second half. Right, and South Africa are really doing well here, Jack. A different team playing here against New Zealand. Watch out for the assistance in the barrier there, South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa at the moment on the attack there, keeping New Zealand at bay there, but unfortunately there is a mistake, and the referee at this moment saw somebody making a mistake, and New Zealand released from the pressure.
Yes, South Africa playing much better than the first match against New Zealand, as New Zealand get the advantage puck. And this player over here, what is his number, Jack, with the long hair? Number 4? Number
5 from New Zealand.
I watched him in the first game. Alden Heath, he's a player to be watched for the future for New Zealand. Very good player, very strong swimmer. You can see him staying at the bottom, not throwing the puck away. Oh, unfortunately, Africa just flicking the puck up straight front. Number 11 from South Africa, Ethan de Villiers. Yeah, unsportsman. Ethan picked up by the ref. In these games, you can't do it. As the refs pick it up, you would clear, good photography, video coverage here from the video team showing the infringement.
Yeah, the water crystal clear, not much that you can miss as a referee, and you can see that from a long way. The way New Zealand opening up the game a bit, and immediately opt for going to their left side of the pool, keeping the possession, changing directions, turn, curl.
Yes,
South
go.
Africa trying to intercept there, but New Zealand regaining possession and driving. Nobody there of South Africa to stop them. New Zealand got the support from behind, still driving up the left side, right under the South African substitution box. South Africa
A lovely
deciding
play there by Christian
to
Sonneveld, just a small little pullback and a jinx. Now that's a 2-minute infringement there, and South Africa 5 against 6. We can't afford that. Ethan, keep your pucks for training. Keep your flicks down in these games. The refs will pick up any infringement as South Africa need to defend the New Zealand wave coming here in the South African half for the first time in 4 minutes. New Zealand hard on the attack, and it's well played here by both teams. Liam working hard there, number 10.
South Africa opting to stay on the side, driving.
Good.
And
Excellent.
Christian passing it straight forward to one of his forwards, getting the puck away, but not penetrating New Zealand at the moment, forcing South Africa to the corner. South Africa still with 5 players in the water, right onto the New Zealand goal box on the D, but don't have the numbers there to support to finish it off. New
Well
Zealand
done.
slowing the game down there, get their support from behind and driving it up the wall. And another New Zealand guy breaking through, and yep, so New Zealand opening up the game again, playing back behind. There's your player of the future there of New Zealand driving up, but South Africa regaining the possession there. Unfortunately, we're losing the puck there. New Zealand
We're all
chip
back.
forward.
6 players are back in the water there, Jack.
Okay, Ethan back in the water after the foul that he committed there.
Beautiful play here by this young South African. It looked like Henk.
Henk
Well
Jinx
done
and
there.
a couple of players there. Backstick flick from one of the South African guys there. New Zealand
Come on,
turning,
South Africa.
losing the puck, giving it away to South Africa. And South African player with nobody, making a couple of turns, but unfortunately it was a bit of barging against New Zealand, and New Zealand will have the advantage puck against South Africa. Roundabout in the middle of the pool here at the Ponds Forge International Sports Centre in Sheffield.
Well, they'll definitely bring it right. Good interception by South Africa, putting pressure on New Zealand, not giving the opportunity to get the puck away as the South Africans. Number 11 there, that looked like Marnus, our farmer boy, getting into a position to get that. It's Ethan de Villiers, number 11. Well done there, Ethan, coming back from that infringement you made, sitting 2 minutes on the side. He must be fresh. 7 minutes gone in this first half, with South Africa not allowing a lot of space, and space created there by South Africa, and the New Zealand players hard on the attack. Good defense there from South Africa. Well done, South Africa. A clear takeoff from the stick under huge pressure as number 5 Aiden was swimming straight to the goal box. Let's get away here, South Africa. That's a good play by South Africa. Bodies down at the bottom, waiting for support. Well, yes, he goes. Come on, guys. Let's get the puck away there. South Africa turning, unfortunately sliding the puck forward without any. What do you see there, Jack?
New Zealand, they're just slowing it down after that attack. All the players on the surface. And now that South Africa is breaking out, more people on the bottom there. And the referee in the corner. See a bit of gloving by New Zealand. And advantage back to South Africa.
Well, South Africa definitely losing to such an extent in the first game they played against them, with South Africa calling a timeout, with Henry and Elrich, the coaches, going into the water. Timeout, 1 minute timeout, called by South Africa with 7 minutes 32 seconds to go.
Yeah, score still 0-0 in the first half. We're just halfway through the first half of the game here. South Africa under 19 men against New Zealand under 19 men, and up and down game. New Zealand at the moment applying a bit more pressure onto South Africa, getting to the goal area, but South Africa strong enough to clean the puck away from their goals, and South Africa the opportunity with an advantage puck to get out of their half.
Yeah, 5 seconds to go before we start play after the ref timeout, team timeout called by South Africa. As Jack rightfully said, it's our advantage. Let's see what we're going to do. Swinging it over the face of the pool, taking it out wide to the substitution box, and let's see if we can play it up on the side of the wall. Just keep it going, guys. Keep it flowing. As unfortunately taken off by New Zealand there, and swimming hard straight to the South African players, with Marnus defending for South Africa. His brother Dirk van Renning playing for the under-24 men team from Gauteng North, Pretoria. New Zealand coming with the next wave of attack here. Just commentating on the previous game, Jack, much easier to commentate this game because there's a lot of flow taking place. The previous game we had South Africa under-24 men against GB. I'll probably watch it later tonight, but a lot of infringement made by both teams.
Yeah, sometimes, Hein, it just happens that things don't work very well. Teams are sometimes very evenly contested. New Zealand giving some signals, they're out of the water, then definitely coming up here with a plan. And clearly it's a brilliant move because they've opened up the centre of South Africa, and they are right on the goal lip there with South Africa cleaning it out. New Zealand curling again, trying to get it open.
Go
South
South
Africa, nice breakaway, but New Zealand.
Beautiful, Christian Sonnefelder picking it up and not allowing a goal to be scored there. A lot of pressure on South Africa. Christian staying down and picking that puck up beautifully, as we see South Africa pushing up hard against the side of the pool here. Come on, South Africa. Beautiful play by South Africa. Beautiful save. Unfortunately,
that was gloving. That was a 1 minute foul there, deliberately stopping the puck there with his glove.
Ref timeout called as well here, Jack.
The referee looking for a player. Not sure which player. South African player out as well.
Stick infringement. Is that against Christian Sonnefelder? Yeah. 2 players from South Africa going out, Jack.
I'm not sure what the calls are. They wanted number
player,
8.
That's Christian Sonnefelder, our left-hand player, the vice captain, and a team timeout being called by White, New Zealand, with 5 minutes 42 seconds to go. This is a long breakage in play, so let's see what...
number 3 of New Zealand is out, yeah.
Number 3 being Nikolai
Heidger.
For gloving, and the ref just showing him what he's doing wrong there. As we have the South African coach in the water, just asking the ref just to clarify a call so he can just relay that to his team members to tell them what they are doing wrong. Right, South Africa will be playing 5 against 6, and New Zealand.
But there's something they do.
Righto. So we have New Zealand. I think it's South Africa's puck.
South Africa's puck.
South Africa puck. With 5 players in the water. You can see it on the 2 meter line here, just in South Africa's half. And South Africa taking it with the captain, number 10, Liam Elfrink, playing up on the side of the pool. Good swim, strong swim here by the South African player. Unfortunately, just allowing the New Zealand player to get his body in position and taking it off from the stick. You can clearly see this lovely clothing that the refs have got. South Africa not allowing the number 5 Aiden any space, blocking him down. Number 5 for South Africa, Joshua McKenna, doing very, very well there, with Marnus following up and Henk following up. A left-hand player, watch out there, South Africa. Good take-off there by Liam, playing it backwards to Dirk. No, that's Marnus. Sorry, Dirk is playing for the 24s. Good play, South Africa. Number 2, Matthew Bester. Number 3, Henk Venter. Sorry, Henk. Well done there. Good flick up into the middle. If we could get that puck, it will put a lot of pressure on New Zealand. Well, there's some big flicks here, Jack. They don't always work, but I'm quite impressed.
Some good passing on there, players reaching each other. Christian back in the pool, Nikolai of New Zealand also back in the pool, and we're back 6 versus 6 in the water. And a very entertaining match at the moment. And score still 0-0 and 4 minutes to go. Some nice tricks there by the South African player, but New Zealand repossessing the puck there and swimming hard and being forced by South Africa towards the wall. South Africa swims strong up the wall there, and again stealing the puck from New Zealand, but the referees have seen an infringement right there. South Africa using the glove to stop the puck at number 10. South Africa,
ref timeout, number 10 being called.
Seems like number 10 has to go out for gloving.
That's unfortunate for South Africa, their vice captain having to sit out and their captain now having to sit out. Let's see, yeah, Liam's got to sit on the side. Deliberate gloving. Luckily, you know, with that previous move from New Zealand, Jack, the New Zealand players just couldn't get the puck out to the wing, as they had an open opportunity there in the middle of the pool. So Africa reading it well, picking the puck up and taking it to the side and slowing the game down. New Zealand hard on the attack here.
Quickly subbing the player that's been sent out. The wrong one was out in the bin, and as we restart, New Zealand opening it up, passing it out wide, under the body, back in, straight down. Nice change of direction, straight onto the South African goal box.
That should be a goal for New Zealand.
The drive right through the middle.
Yep.
And the referees stopping the game, checking with one another and awarding the goal to New Zealand. Well done, New Zealand. Nice opening up the game there, taking the free puck wide. South Africa forced to defend the wall, and an underbody pass. I didn't come on nice or catch the number of the player, but inside, and it set up the goal for an attack right into the middle of the goals.
Well, South Africa keeping New Zealand out for 12 minutes as we have Heath, the number 10, Heath Galloway, scoring that goal for New Zealand. That was a good team effort. Let's see if South Africa can keep the New Zealand players out, playing 5 against 6 with 2 seconds to go for Liam to get back. A good small little jinx there, just keeping the puck on the sticks, not flicking it away. Another small little jinx. Well done, South Africa. And there we can see Liam back in the pool, swimming straight down the middle. Beautiful. Come on, South Africa. Unfortunately not looking up. Good pass to the inside. Bit of a fumble there by Max. Lost momentum. If he had that puck on the stick for longer, it would have been a much more dangerous move there for South Africa, Jack.
Yeah, sometimes it happened. You just don't get proper control. The puck don't land very flat, and you have to sort of wiggle your stick and get the puck under control. And this bottom is very slippery, so it makes it more difficult for the players to really control the puck. South Africa drive up there on the right hand side past the New Zealand substitution box, who make use of the opportunity to circulate their players there, recycle the
I'm very proud of the South African team, this young South African team. Not one of their players have been to a world tournament before. Not even like the New Zealand have probably been to a Tasmanian tournament or something like that. We've got no international experience in this team, but big hearts and a good team, keeping their composure, not allowing New Zealand to dominate this game. South Africa hard on the attack in the far corner, and all credit to the coaches and to the players, Matthew Bester and Henk and Ethan, Joshua, Max, Martinus, Liam, Ethan, Daniel and Chris bringing their side here. Jack looking past the screen, he's sitting on the edge of his chair here. South Africa's hard on the attack, seeing what message he can relay to the South African team. 55 seconds to go. If we could score here, it will be brilliant for South Africa, just to bring them back as we go into the last few seconds of the first half.
Yeah, South Africa not utilising all their players. I see 3 players on the surface most of the time while we're in the corner here. So the ref indicates some infringement here. It looks like a New Zealand player, which he's pointing at, and he immediately swims out. It looks like he's getting a time penalty, and he's just giving him a personal warning for barging. And South Africa's the puck. It's number 11 of New Zealand that got that warning for barging or body blocking, or And yeah, as they go down, South Africa trying to get the puck through the middle, but there's just a lot of bodies there.
That'll be the score for half-time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Jack read out all the names for the sponsors. Just to tell you, the weather outside, open clear skies this morning, and then the clouds came rolling in, and it's opened up again earlier this afternoon as I walked back to the hotel just for a cup of coffee. It was all clear skies. Jack trying to get you the weather forecast. The refs also have time for a break and to discuss what the game and what they can do better and how they can get the game flowing. The refs are here to assist the players and protect their safety, and obviously to also to have an open flowing game. So good play here by both teams. The total difference, the African team, you know, losing, it was 7 or 9-0 yesterday against New Zealand. So
Same team
with South Africa only having 9 players and not
yeah, I
full
think
team.
what is a big factor for South Africa, the youngsters, is that we don't really have a deep pool to train in and play in, and it usually takes a couple of days to adapt to the new environment. And once you get used to the environment and you get your timing right and know when you have to go down or when you have to stay down, then you play at a different level. And it's very good to see that they have adjusted so quickly.
You know, the New Zealand guys mentioned to me, very interesting, that they don't have a 3-meter pool either, even though New Zealand is probably the strongest playing country for underwater hockey in the world. Always good to see New Zealand supporting underwater hockey on the age group level and elite and masters level. With 1 minute to go, 1 minute 10 seconds to go, and the half time, with a lot of support up in the pavilion by both teams. Jack just wants to read and mention all the sponsors.
Yes, thanks to everybody that makes this tournament made this tournament make it possible for us. A lot of sponsors put time and effort and money into helping us so that we can give this all to you. Euro Options, Talk, Bent Fish Design, Howard Timber and Building Supplies, SIV, the British Octopus Association, the Nottingham Building Society, MyZone, Kunal Graphics, NASUWT, the Teachers Union, SIG, Peppersmith, Navision, and then as well Booker Macro. To these sponsors, thank you guys. You really make a lot of people happy by giving your money to make it able for us to be able to see these games right across the world.
Thank you, Jack, for reading those names of the sponsors, as there were quite a few tongue twisters there. And with the kickoff for the second half, as the Great Britain guys call it, the strike, and South Africa not allowing New Zealand to take the strike like they allowed it yesterday. Much better team here from South Africa with a full 6 against 6. Martinez picking up that puck beautifully, or number 11, or Ethan picking up that puck beautifully as they came through at the bottom there. Come on, South Africa, let's play in their half. Let's put pressure on this New Zealand team. Good hard swim there. South Africa allowing too much space there for the New Zealand guys to get momentum going. They ride hard on the attack, and New Zealand coming straight to the goal. And let's see, it was stopped. Let's see what happened. That was a goal, yeah. So we allowed too much space there, not cutting the player off and swimming hard and allowing the player to swim much further than he should have swam. And Heath Galloway scoring that goal for New Zealand within the first minute of the second half.
It is Heath's second goal in this game. New Zealand on the defence there, taking the attack away from South Africa, opening up, changed direction and just swam around South Africa's defence to get that puck into the goal. Against New Zealand, right from the kickoff, driving hard. South Africa gaining possession, but not very good possession, which leaves them still under pressure as we're trying to swim hard there through. And New Zealand just slowing it down, keeping possession, moving it around, preventing South Africa to get to the puck. And
number 4, Ethan Martin, trying very hard there for South Africa. An infringement called against New Zealand. on the far side of the pool. I didn't see the infringement. Gloving. Jack picked it up there. Thanks, Jack. Ethan Martin and Joshua McKenna playing very hard there with Max Lawrence in support. Number 5 there, Joshua McKenna taking the kick off South Africa. Christian Swanevelder just not being allowed to get the puck away, closing him in. A lot of skill there from the young Christian Swanevelder.
South Africa maybe just could have passed there a little bit earlier and a bit deeper to give themselves a bit of time to get that pass away. And from that, South Africa and New Zealand now they're in a tight lock up the wall, trying to get the puck to move. New Zealand stealing the puck, opening it up to the open side here.
Yes,
but
good
South
steal
Africa
there, brilliant steal. Come on, South Africa, keep going. Yeah, flicked it straight into the fin of the New Zealand player.
Okay, New Zealand opening up the game, but South Africa stealing the puck. And no support there as the players individually try and make something of the game, but New Zealand unfortunately regaining possession by hitting the puck with a glove, and it'll be an advantage puck to South Africa. Around about
just
2 meters from the middle of the pool, 2.5 meters, and opting to play it wide around and turning, laying it back, curling it and slowing it down. New Zealand waiting for it.
Go South Africa.
South
Beautiful
Africa
play
bursting
there from South Africa.
Through New Zealand, trying to keep South Africa from coming to the inside. South Africa currently keeping the puck there in the corner. Second player has to move it out, can't take it back, trying to get it up the wall, but New Zealand stopping it. Another South African player getting in there, trying to get back to the goals, but too many defenders at a good angle there of New Zealand to prevent South Africa to get into the goals.
Max Lawrence, one of Jack's players, also coming into play there with a nice big body, getting low down and keeping the puck in the back corner there for South Africa. New Zealand is slowing it down, waiting patiently for the opportunity, and that'll be an equal puck as the puck is flicked over the barrier. That doesn't happen often.
Yep, equal puck. New Zealand flicked the puck and it came off a South African stick there, and it went over the boundary.
This is the second equal puck that I've seen while commentating.
Yeah, it's the second one in, I think, all my time I've been playing.
Good jinx there by New Zealand. Brilliant play from New Zealand player there. Pulling South Africa player in with a small little movement, not a big movement, just a small little movement.
That's why those tic-tacs that your coach tell you to train every day of your life, this is where they come and play. You don't always get an opportunity to use all your skills, but when you use them and it comes off, it feels good.
Unfortunately, South Africa allowing the New Zealand players to swim too far before they stop them, with South Africa coming with one defender going down. A good save there by South Africa. Well done, South Africa. Another draw, another turn, another curl. No support by the South African players, coming in a bit slow there. Good play there from Liam. Let's see if he can get a breakaway. Lots of speed, one of South Africa's future elite players that. With Martinez. Come on, Martinez, get it away.
South Africa driving the puck very well now.
Stay down, boys, stay down a bit longer. Come, we need support. There's nobody down there. Taking too long. Infringement. Stoppage. Bar.
New Zealand, stick infringement. So it'll be advantage puck to South Africa.
Looked like a stopping, Jack, illegal stopping.
Yep.
As the ref showed. Stick infringement. Right, let's see if we can get going again. South Africa hard on the attack here. Good play by South Africa with 8 minutes 40 seconds to go. Keeping the puck on the stick, playing through the center of the pool. Again, South Africa really playing very well here. The boys are making us proud against a well-machined New Zealand team. Well play here, South Africa, if we can just get that puck. New Zealand get it. And is that number 5 again, Aiden? Well done. Whoever the mom and dad is, if you're listening, watching, your son is playing very well. You can be very proud of him. and off New Zealand go again. Oh, that could be a body blocking call against South Africa. Fortunately for us, wasn't picked up. Good play here by South Africa, keeping it going, playing till they hear the buzzer go. Come on, South Africa. Good play here. Yeah, brilliant. I just couldn't pick it up. Unfortunately for South Africa, good play there by number 10, Heath Galloway. And an infringement called.
I think this time it was a sort of a deliberate flick. Tried to flick it up the wall and it went out. And that's why the free puck is against New Zealand. As we're reaching the halfway mark of the second half, New Zealand leading 2-0, both goals scored by number 10 from New Zealand. And New Zealand here on the attack here, coming out of their own half, zigzagging and laying it back every time for a player, driving forward, pushing the puck off the wall as they swim, change direction, lay back, pull back, lay back under the body, but unfortunately straight into South African hand. Liam there intercepting the puck.
Good player by South Africa, as New Zealand were hard on the attack with 3 players in open space, and New Zealand not be able to put the player on the wing into attacking position. Playing in the centre of the pool.
Everybody is turning too quickly at the moment, Hein. Every of the players, when there's time to swim, they should swim, and
come on, Henk,
they're
come
not
on,
currently
guys.
Swimming.
Yeah, keep swimming now, as Jack says. Keep it going, guys. Come on, Max. Swim straight through. You got it, man. Unfortunately, South Africa lose the puck. A lot of pressure on the South African team as they swim far to the side, far side of the pool. Infringement called against New Zealand once again. If Max could have just kept that puck on the stick and swam straight.
Unfortunately for him, New Zealand regained possession illegally, and that's why they have a free puck against them.
Yeah, and it's 6 against 6. It's a much better game in the second half. No players being thrown out. All 6 players down at the bottom. South Africa's got 2 back here in defence. And South Africa playing in the New Zealand half, 3 on top. Let's see if they can get all 4, 5 players down. If you don't get your body position right in this 3-metre pool, you just swim straight underneath the player and off you go. That's a good chip and chase. But South Africa, look at this position of this the inside player from New Zealand, right straight through. Unfortunately, in a way we could see it coming, Jack.
Yes, they opened themselves up there, and South Africa, like you said, not in the right position to defend there. New Zealand saw that opportunity, flicked it past the defender, and South Africa had to turn and chase while the New Zealand player was already at speed, and all he did was just keep on swimming. And
even though there was a break, like a half a breakaway, you could see that lovely support from the New Zealand players.
Following up the Thomas Holdem scoring the 3rd goal of New Zealand with just under 5 minutes to go, and immediately New Zealand taking the strike kickoff and playing it to their right side and cycling the puck around their players, keeping the possession. South Africa going down there. It could be a bit too late, and as New Zealand try and keep the possession, which they do, making sure that the puck goes to a teammate, knows when to turn, knows when to hold it and release it. There was some good educational hockey there by New Zealand.
Good play by New Zealand as they open it up. A lot of players at the bottom, and I think they'll finish it off with a goal here.
Not a goal, Hein. One of the refs have seen an infringement as New Zealand at the same time is calling timeout with 4 minutes to go. A timeout for New Zealand.
Yeah, unfortunately South Africa having their opportunities, but New Zealand not allowing them much space in the goal box. South Africa also not following up when they had the player going. 3 players down for New Zealand, and South Africa had 1 player down swimming for the goal.
I've seen it with a lot of the teams, some of the weaker teams in the competition as well. Sometimes they have the opportunity to swim, the gaps have opened, and they're so conditioned to turn that they turn automatically. So the thing that young players need to learn and understand is that when you swim, sometimes if you don't have somebody on you immediately, scan around you and then carry on swimming and make up your mind. Don't
South
just
Africa
blindly turn.
taking it to the corner, to the side of the pool. Well, they definitely will want to score here, South Africa. They just mustn't give the Australian, the New Zealand players any space, as they've got some real speedsters here on the wing. Two players of South Africa can't keep the one New Zealand player out there on the wall. Very strong physical player that this New Zealand team has got. South Africa making us proud in this game after yesterday's big loss. It will be good for South Africa to get into the half of New Zealand and finish it off on a high. Let's go, boys. A lot of play taking place in the South Africans' danger area. Just outside the D, Jack.
Yes, New Zealand there, another stick infringement, and this time the player getting a time penalty of 1 minute, relieving a bit the pressure here on South Africa, giving them opportunity to get out of here with just under 3 minutes to go. New Zealand making a good effort here to secure this game.
So. Very brave move by South Africa, swimming across the pool, as they saw New Zealand just hanging back a bit.
Another infringement, another stick infringement against New Zealand. I'm not quite sure why this player is not getting a time penalty as well. It's the one just before this, got a free puck against him.
Yeah, good substitution taking place there by New Zealand and that with that stoppage in play. Fresh legs in, 3-0 down. Good play by South Africa. Brilliant play there. Good flick onto the stick of number 4, Ethan Martin. Unfortunately, South Africa allowing the New Zealanders to come back, and their left-handed player just getting the puck away. Let's see if South Africa can get into the New Zealand half and then open it up. Trying very hard here. Trying very hard to get into a position of attack.
Very good jinx there by South Africa.
Brilliant. Could you see that number of that player from South Africa?
I'm not sure if it's number 9 or 4, Hein.
Number 4 is Ethan. I haven't got number 9, so it's number 4. Then beautiful play by the South African players, working it up on the side of the wall and keeping on swimming, like you just said, Jack. Just swim. Keep it going, and New Zealand are under pressure.
There's another stick infringement against New Zealand.
Yeah, there were 3 stick infringement in a row, 4 in a row now, and South Africa on a roll with a team timeout called by
South
White,
Africa,
which is White timeout. That's then New Zealand.
New Zealand, sorry.
Right, that is 1 minute 30 seconds to go in this final half. South Africa 3-0 down. Much better play, and it will just be good for their spirit to go and score a goal now. They will not win this match, but they will be much better off than yesterday. Good play by New Zealand. You can see the condition of these New Zealand players, having the privilege of 30, 40, 50, even more players to choose a team from. It must be difficult being a selector for the New Zealanders to get such good players down to a number of 12 to take them on a world tour, because they've got lots of players on in the condition to choose a team. They could probably enter A and a B team in this world competition, as South Africa take the kick off from that advantage puck straight down the middle, taking it up to the side of the pool. Jack is reading his rules here next to me to see how many infringements must be made by a team before you kick them out, or what you bring there, Jack?
Just an interesting fact here of Sheffield that very few people know. Sheffield has its own Walk of Fame, like they have in Hollywood, where they glorify their people. They have names of famous people in Sheffield. So far there are 19 stars on the Sheffield Walk of Fame, including athletes like Jessica Ennis, Sebastian Coe, as well as Sean Bean.
Yeah, and cricket, I saw it yesterday. I saw it when we went for a walk. I'm just trying to think of their captain, who's now a commentator, cricket commentator, whose name is also on that one of the stars of fame.
Yes, as
Sheffield
the
are
clock wind down, another interesting fact: the two oldest football clubs in the
Africa.
world is based here in
Go South Africa,
Sheffield
that's
as
close,
well.
Jack.
South Africa is driving up there on the side. New Zealand containing South Africa with our last 30 seconds on the clock. And
Come on, Max, you need to come stay down.
South Africa slowing the game down there with another 20 seconds to go. New Zealand
Beautiful
trying to get us. Christian
turn
stealing
there.
the puck there, opening it up, trying to pick up one of his players. South Africa crisscrossing the
Well,
pool
South Africa
here.
will end on a high here, Jack. They won't score a goal, but they're ending very strongly here. Good play by South Africa. It will be good for their moral. Brilliant play. That's the end of the game. South Africa, I can't say losing 3-0. I'd rather say New Zealand 3, South Africa 0. Good play by South Africa. Can be very proud of the guys. Game 55, New Zealand 3, South Africa 0. Well played.
Yeah, well done to New Zealand. Keeping their winning streak. As far as I know, haven't lost a match yet. And they had some tight games as well.
I don't know if they've conceded a goal. I'm not sure of the scores.
I'm not sure either. Hein must spend some time in the water refereeing today. Unfortunately, I haven't had one of their games to date. But yeah, New Zealand controlling the game most of the time. South Africa had the opportunities and couldn't finish. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me in the commentary as well. Once again, thank you to all the sponsors and the Pons Forge International Sports Centre for hosting us here at this wonderful venue.
Just telling the parent from South Africa we'll be going back to the hotel and then we'll be going up for dinner. And these teams will have a good dinner tonight and have a good rest. Thank you for a good game. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.